let's start with the Minshew stuff because that kind of like grounds the discussion. What do you think of Minshew? Do you buy this? Like the report was from Jeremy Fowler saying it makes sense or it seems plausible. Do you buy this?
It does make sense and it does seem plausible. Everybody forgets that Gardner Minshew and Kyle Shanahan met at the Senior Bowl, same Senior Bowl that Deebo Samuel was taking. And look, we make a lot of jokes because he's fun and the jean shorts and things like that. But as a number 2 quarterback, he's of the highest of a number 2 quarterback at this point, in my opinion. So what does that mean? If he does come in, he's better than Nick Mullins. He's better than CJ Beathard. And would it be such a bad thing to maybe light a little bit of a fire under Jimmy Garoppolo? Not that he needs it. Not that that's something that, you don't ever want to bring in competition to get somebody to raise their level of play or their effort. But I'll tell you this, if I'm him or if you bring in someone behind me, I'm going to start working a little bit harder if I wasn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. So 1, it makes sense from the connection with Kyle. 2, it makes sense because with all the talk about upgrading the backup quarterback position, I don't know that you probably have anybody left that is a backup upgrade. It would just be Minshew at this point. You swung and missed on Dalton. You swung and missed on, well, not swung and missed. You missed out on them. There's no indication that they were in on them. But right. Minshew's fine as a number 2 quarterback. Honestly, being in Jacksonville puts a lot of stink on him. And yes, there's some bad tape and some bad throws out there, but there's some good stuff on there as well too. So, I mean, again, as a backup quarterback, I don't have an issue with it. I really don't. As an upgrade to Jimmy Garoppolo, that I don't think is true. That's just my opinion.
See, what I don't like about Minshew as a backup is that to me, if they were to sign him or trade for him, they'd be trading for him. That to me would signal that they're not going to be drafting a quarterback in the top 3 rounds or maybe at all. And I feel like that's a waste. That's a missed opportunity. I think they should be drafting a quarterback and that should be their backup. They're looking for an upgrade.
That's what I want.
Yeah, like why would you? It's like, well, we can't get the quarterback we want in round 2, and whoever we get in round 2 won't be as good as Minshew. You don't know that. I mean, a guy in round 2 could have some upside. I would be more interested in them taking a quarterback in either one of those 2 rounds than trading for Minshew. That's all I'm saying. What do you think? I mean, how do you feel about that?
You're absolutely right. Listen, with everything that the 49ers have done in free agency, they've kind of put themselves in a spot where number 12, you can do whatever you want. I just don't know what they're going to do. That's it. Right. It's less about that, but you've opened yourself up and you haven't tipped your hand to what you can do. You want to take a quarterback at 12? Do you want to try to move up? You can. Do you maybe want to trade back, get some picks, and still take a quarterback later on, no matter who that is, to be a backup? You can. That's the best part of what they did in free agency, and that's really what I loved about all those moves. I know that I saw a lot of people saying, well, they're bringing back guys that were on the team, so it's not. But honestly, there's no glaring hole on this team right now going into the draft. So now you put yourself in a position where at 12, you can do whatever you want, whether that's move up, move down, or stay at 12. I don't know. But all of those things are on the table.
Yeah, and any position is on the table. And the way I interpret that is quarterback's on the table. That's the way I look at it. The Niners have addressed everything. They don't have to get a corner. I mean, they're paying 2 corners about $5 million this year. They're not going to pay them to be on the bench. That's not the plan. So if they want to take a quarterback and sit him on the bench for a year, and see how Jimmy Garoppolo does. If he rebounds, then you can trade this young quarterback. Or if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't, then you get rid of him and give the team to the quarterback next year. To me, I think that's got to be the plan. And I think this Minshew stuff, like, I don't put much weight into it. I think it's people who are smart, putting the pieces together. You can see it from the Senior Bowl. It makes sense. But I don't think Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan are really going to tip their hand. No one knew they liked CJ Beathard before they drafted CJ Beathard. I think they're going to I'm guessing they're going to draft a quarterback, and the smoke behind the Minshew, Dalton, the Trubisky was maybe just smoke.
Counterpoint. Can I play the other side?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
So with this roster, even with all of the injuries last year, you could see that if there was any sort of consistent backup play, i.e., turn the ball over 2 times instead of 4,
right?
How many more games would the 49ers have won? And they probably would be in the playoffs. So there is an argument to be made that if Gardner Minshew is there, and unfortunately they don't do what I want, which is draft a quarterback in the first round, let's say something happens, knock on wood, to Jimmy Garoppolo, now Gardner Minshew might be able to win you those games that Nick Mullins couldn't, and you're still in the playoffs. Does that make you a Super Bowl contending team? No. But I feel like after watching Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard kick away games, that's kind of what the thought process might be.
Of course. I just feel like the 49ers should be looking for a backup who has the potential to be the starter in 2022, ideally. And I don't really think that's Gardner Minshew. I think he'd be a notch below that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So if they could get a quarterback in round one who they feel like had that potential to be the starter in 2022, perfect. Even in round two. And I really got to feel like that's what Kyle and Mike want to do unless they're really conservative in their roster building. David Sir says possible the Niners knew that the Packers weren't restructuring Rodgers and that their quarterback is to get him.
That is out there.
Possible.
There's chatter, murmurs. I've heard this. People believe that next year that Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback. I still haven't, I guess, recovered from all of the quarterback speculation from this year, so I won't get into whether Aaron Rodgers is going to be there for 2022. But I will tell you this: there's talk about it. There is in a lot of circles, and I've heard it.
Can you explain it to me? They're not restructuring his deal?
So they're not restructuring his deal or anything like that. They're not extending him in any way. But again, all of this ties itself
as opposed to the Falcons and Matt Ryan, who just did that, right?
Correct.
They just did that. Okay.
The thing is this only works if Aaron Rodgers completely pushes his way out. So again, you can't speculate on something unless the player does something. So I can't tell you what's going through Aaron Rodgers' mind. I just know that it's been spoken about. I've heard it from other people and things like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities. But again, best laid plans of mice and men. You thought you were going to get Kirk. I hope this isn't the plan. I really hope this isn't the thinking. Can we stop ignoring it? Yes. Okay. I hope this isn't the idea. I hope this isn't the plan where it's just we're waiting for Rodgers. No. Stop trying to predict the future. Yeah, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop. You don't know what's going to happen. Stop doing that. You could wake up, the day before you think Aaron Rodgers is going to be, requesting his trade and he's going to say, I'm staying. I'm not leaving. And now what? So go in the draft and get your guy already. Stop messing around for me.